My name is Dylan Ali, and I joined the conversation because this is the conversation that the world's having right now, and we can choose to sweep it under the rug, or we can just feel it. And right now, I'm feeling it.
Adam Gabornitz. I joined the conversation because telling the truth and being together is what creates real lasting change.
My name is William Deck, and I joined the conversation today because I know that love is the most powerful emotion, and for us, we have to do something different, get a different result, and I'm willing to be a part of that, whatever it is, because I'm really doing this for my daughter and future generations, because we have to do something now, and it's no point of being afraid because fear is illusion.
My name's Phillip Morris, and I joined the conversation because, A, Dylan's the man, but because in my own exploration for myself and that authentic truth, something I learned is that I'm not in it to make all the money in the world. I'm not in it to do all these things. I'm in it to change lives. And you change lives by giving that love, giving that care and attention, that custody to humanity, so that I can meet guys like this on a daily basis and change even just one heart, one mind, and move forward.
My name is Q. I joined the conversation because I don't have the privilege not to.
Listen, I got a thing about the people that are all about, oh, I donated this amount, let me show it up, or I got a sign, let me show it. We're not doing anything different by showing this here. We're not, but we are. We are. Listen, you've already seen the people honking, right? The cops are right there. They roll through, but guess what? I guarantee you they strategically roll down this alley right here because there's a group of black men standing out there.
Absolutely. Check it out.
That is what I'm talking about. It's the systemic racial profiling, discrimination that I know that there's people that have honked and showed support, but there are also people that are like, what are those motherfuckers up to?
Yeah.
And that's the person I'm talking to, right? We're not up to anything, man, but we're up to everything. And that's the conversation I think we have in those boardrooms. That's the conversations we have with the millennials, with the Gen Zs. Q, your voice is so big. Bro, your voice is the reason that we're all sitting here. Your voice is the reason that I have a voice.
Like I went to a protest like 2 days ago, and I was so fucking pissed off. Like people on the streets, like side of the streets, before like the group came through, you know, like just Instagram,
right.
like why are you there? One, so I was just pissed. But when people started coming through, like I had to sit down. Like I just realized how fucking exhausting it is being black.
Dude.
How exhausting it is being black anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. And I'm like, damn. Like I'm 26. I don't think I've ever in my life ever had hope that the world that I would live in would not be what I've lived in. You know, I don't think I would ever see people that do not look like me marching on the street for me. And I was like, damn. Like, it's not that I was happy. It's not that I was like, thank you. It's just hopeful for the first time in my life. We get so angry. We get so mad. I was pissed off at the people on the corner, but like also, why did this take so long? You know?
Yes.
And having conversation with my coworkers, they're absolutely sincere, but they don't have the perspective. And I think the one thing about not being able to see race is another thing that I think is big. Well, I don't see color. And one thing that I told one of my colleagues is I don't have the privilege to not see color. Because I'm reminded every single day. And I had to make a decision at a very young age, and I had great parents and great people around me, and also lived in a great community. That I had to make a decision that wasn't going to define who I was, and I wasn't going to walk around angry every day or get frustrated every time something happens. Or you watch the evening news and there's another black guy, you know, basically looking like a slave. You know, and making all of us look as if that's who we are. I think we're all suffering when that kind of thing's happening because on both sides there is ignorance, there is a certain level of unwillingness to see another side, and there's a lot of anger or frustration or hurt or whatever that is. But then we come back to what's the solution?
That's right.
And no one has any answer because we're hearing the same things. It's the exact same conversations. Okay, so then do we just continue to just kind of spin out as a society?
That's right.
It happens again, and then it gets to a point to where it's a place of no return. And I don't think any of us can afford it because, as you said, you're in Tulsa. So if a riot breaks out in your neighborhood, you're going to be in danger, potentially, and or your family, and all your other white neighbors. So what the hell are we really talking about right now?
I normally stay quiet on this because I've had challenges understanding how I'm perceived. I'm originally from South Africa. My parents moved us here in 1998. My mom and dad went through the apartheid Growing up, things were said, and it just was easily ingrained in me in a way that I have a hard time articulating. But the reason why I said something after what happened at the restaurant was because I just went home to talk to my parents, and I have a 15-year-old brother. And my parents live in Milwaukee, and he's 15. And I just shared what was going on, and I forget, to me, he's like the 4-year-old brother that I had, not the 15-year-old brother. And he pulled me aside and he said, I just want you to like read this. And it was the journal that he wrote on my experience, but expressing to his friends how he feels being a person of color living in the suburbs. And I made one initial post saying that this was not okay, but I did not share what happened. I read my brother's post and I said, I'm sharing what happened. I'm sharing what happened to detail, and I'm not okay. Because in that environment, when you try to share what's going on, your counterparts that don't have your experience say, maybe you're just a little too sensitive. We were just kidding. I don't know. And for him, for the next 4 years, he'll be in that position until he graduates. Until he can come out and see that, no, dude, that shit's fucked up. So I don't know what that meant, what that experience meant for him. But it was my way of telling him, for the next 4 years that you're here, speak up. Because you're not crazy for how you feel. And it's just a little fucked up for you too, my friend, because I get it. You don't know how people perceive you. And it's just really frustrating.
It is.
Someone, my wife woke me up at 2:48 in the morning, and I said, what's going on? She goes, there's a commotion outside. Can you go and check? Can you see what's happening? So I get up, look out the window, raise up the blinds, look outside, and I can see a car, headlights facing the opposite direction, and I can't tell what they're doing, but I see people hanging out on the driver's side and the passenger side. So I'm like, okay, let me stay up. We're on a winter curfew, mind you, so I can't do that much. And so I started thinking about things. If I go outside, do I get mistaken accidentally? I said, and I have friends that are Tosa PD, that are Milwaukee PD, that are Shorewood PD. But I don't want to become the next victim. See me up here with people holding up my picture and sign out here. So I stayed inside. I could hear something going on. I could see the front doors of the school. I stayed up until about 4:40 that morning. Went to sleep for another couple hours, got back up. As soon as I got up, had my morning routine, go down, make my smoothie, put the shoes on, walked outside, walked to the high school, caution tape policeman out there, all the windows and doors in the front of the school been open. I'm like, it's just senseless. And I said, I'm not going to pass through but I don't know, I couldn't see what color they were, don't know where they came from, don't know the vehicle, exact vehicle was, because it was very dark outside. But the fact that I walked over there, I said, I had neighbors that haven't had a chance to meet me from 4 doors down. So I've only been there a year now. That I could see them kind of looking like, and I started to ask questions as I'm walking back, and there was some resistance there, almost like, why are you over here looking at this before anybody else? Maybe he had something to do with it. And I'm like, I wanted to take pictures to post on here to let people know in the community that this happened, that live, over on the east side of Tosa, on the west side of Tosa, to know that there's stuff happening here, we need to pay attention. But I said those same things, we got to get that mindset change. We got to get people to grow beyond, that instant thing, that reactionary thinking to, well, if he's thinking about it, it's almost like the guilty pig squeals first kind of theory. You can't be guilty all the time. And that kind of mindset of automatic guilt, we've got to get that off the city of Milwaukee. Because I think, like you said, it goes back to a system where it's ingrained. They've lost that hope.
Yeah, no doubt. Just one thing that I wanted to say, I've been thinking about a lot of things over the last couple of weeks. And one thing that comes to my mind is that racism, prejudice, because they're different. Racism, prejudice, hate, misunderstanding doesn't stand up well to contact. What I mean by that is the quickest way for you to break down whatever you've created in your mind about the world is to connect with someone who can destroy that mentality for you.
That's right.
It doesn't matter if they're black, it doesn't matter if they've got a beard or no beard, it doesn't matter where they're from in the country. The first opportunity you have to connect with someone that shifts your mentality about how you see the world, it exponentially increases your opportunity for growth and the person that you engage with.
That's right.
And it's a matter of also amplifying that message. So how do we make sure that we can share your experience together, and then with our families, with our friends, and with our communities, and shift that conversation to see black looks like this, black looks like this, black looks like this. And how it's something positive versus the way we positioned it, and when I say we, not this we,
yes.
the way that other folks have positioned it as being something that's negative that we have to combat. I want to bring up one other thing too. Q said, why is it taking so long? I'm not quite old enough to have experienced certain things. I have had it a lot better in terms of my ability to move through corporations and business than a lot of the people that came before me. But a consistent message that I hear from people is that it's heavy and it's hard work just to show up being black. I don't always have the energy and time to reach out and make sure I'm making the connection with you, make sure I'm making the connection with you, making sure I'm making the connection with you. And that is my opinion as to why it's been slower to get to this point where all of a sudden everybody's out marching. I think there's been a better job recently, and it's because of people making a different choice.
Right.
People leading differently. People saying, you know what, I'm tired as hell. We got to do it. I'm going to make that call. I'm going to show up today on a Friday afternoon and say, I could have been anywhere else in the world, but I'm here with y'all.
Right.
That's an important, powerful step, action-oriented, coming from thought that can ultimately create some really, really impactful change. So just showing up and being here today is different than what people were doing collectively.
That's right.
Definitely got to.
Eric, can you do me a favor? Would you mind taking a picture of all of us up against that? That would be amazing.
And I want to show that this Q knows what to do. That's all I'm asking.
Sir, how about this? Nice to meet you as well.
Keep it alive.
Always, man. Always.